Hey everyone, welcome back and welcome to another reading Leo. This will be your reading for September for wherever you have Leo in your chart, Vedic or tropical. Even if you don't have strong Leo, we all have every sign in our chart somewhere. So if it's a title that brought you here today, I welcome you. It's about the messages at the end of the day. It's the end of the day here on the East Coast. Let's get into your reading and see what's going on here. I shuffled quite a bit before I started recording, so let's get right into it. Okay. Overall energy is the Page of Wands. You guys may be dealing with a young fire sign. But I think that what this is also about is you guys are very vocal. I think that you're very risky when it comes to the things that you're saying, and that can be a good thing. It can be a bad thing. It can be a good thing if people are doing that thing where they back you into a wall, or it's like they try to get you out of character. In that case, being risky when it comes to your speech is a good thing, because you need to stand up for yourself. I think that there's something here about that. Definitely. Yeah. You may be feeling like you were taken advantage of, like you've been lied to, like you've just been hurt in the most unexpected and vicious way. I think that a lot of this is coming from someone very close to you, and that's why it hurts so much. Because I think that ordinarily you are so sure of yourself and so strong that even though, yes, I do think that words do hurt, and I don't think that you're immune to that, but it doesn't dim your shine, is what I'm trying to say. You have that kind of resiliency of spirit that makes it so even though someone may say something exceptionally painful to you, or maybe exceptional is not the best word there to describe what I was trying to say, excruciatingly painful. Yeah, that's more accurate. You're able to pick yourself up and to keep going because you remember what matters most, which is your value. Your right to exist, your right to have an opinion, your right to express yourself and to speak up about the things that are right and for the things that are right. I'm sorry. I don't like when people do this to you. It's like sometimes it's the ones you love. Yeah. I do think that there is a risky love interest here for some of you. Risky in the way that maybe it's one that you know that you should run the other direction from, one that you know is inappropriate, but it's like you want it bad, especially if it's an Aries. Some of you guys may be dealing with an Aries who you feel like there's distance there. It's like maybe you don't understand this person. Maybe it's like it's hard for you to find common ground. But you will. As long as you remember what's important. And what you must understand about Aries, Four of Wands is also Aries energy. What you must understand about them is that they're very passionate people. They're very passionate people and they are very high energy. And in the context of your reading, I think that this habit that they have to close themselves off and just ignore you in some cases or say some very mean things. It'll be challenging, but don't take it personally. That's just who they are. You know, you saw it a moment ago. Aries is the Emperor. That's not to say that they're any better than you. I'm just trying to describe their personality. Emperors, let's just think about them for a moment. The connotations that come with that particular figure. They're difficult to reach. There's a lot that you don't really understand about them. There's a lot that's not released to the general public, that's not released to the masses. What you see is what they allow you to see. This is the kind of person that you're dealing with. And when they speak, it is, I think it's more sharp than you would like. And it makes you feel like, how can there possibly love or appreciation or understanding beneath all of this when this is what you're being met with? And it's like, this is how they appear on the outside, but this is how they look on the inside. And a lot of people don't understand that, understand that about Aries. But I feel like some of you are dealing with one that has just been mind fucking you. Forgive me. Pardon my French. But I also feel like this person is territorial. They like their own space. They like their own... It's like they need room to run. So we got the Five of Wands, the Three of Wands, the Star card, and the Two of Cups. I think that if there is some combative energy at home, the situation will get better. It will calm. Some of you, I think, are worried about your family members, about just keeping everybody together, keeping everybody, like, keeping everything cool, keeping everything, you know, smooth. And I think that if that's what you're hoping for down here, it looks good. It looks positive. It looks like exactly what you need for this. But I do think that sometimes it can feel like a burden. Anything would if it feels like maybe you're the only one that's noticing something. Maybe you're the only one that's seeing something a certain way. I feel like there there are some people that are upset. This does look messy. So there's a choice that someone made. There's something that they decided to do a very long time ago, and I think that they're realizing that it was not the right one. The intentions behind it, that's what it all boils down to. It's the intentions behind the action, right? I also feel like there's a desire here to do better. It's like there's a desire to right wrongs. It's like someone is not the same person. It's like who you are to people is not who you were to them years ago. Or maybe like they feel this way. And by that I mean like your role in their life perhaps, or how often they seek your counsel, they seek your approval. For some of you, they seek your advice, they seek your permission. For some of you, I do think that you are dealing with very rebellious nature, or very rebellious energy. Someone that has a very rebellious nature. Sure, this could be you. And I feel like somebody is just like, you know, when's it gonna end? Like when is it just gonna be easy? When are you gonna fall in line? We will pause for a short break in our previously scheduled program. And this is the part where I gently remind you to subscribe if you're enjoying the reading thus far. I'd be happy to have you as a part of the collective. Let's talk about what's here, Leo. So, this month is about you, and it's about what you want. It's about who you want in particular. I think that for many of you, it is about this quest where you are setting out to get exactly that. Whatever it takes. You may be dealing with a Cancer. And I think that that makes you very bold. It makes you very brave. It makes you very decisive. We talked a lot about the Aries in the first part. So we'll talk about the others that I saw here in this part of the video, namely the Aquarius. If you guys are dealing with an Aquarius, maybe one that you're moving in with, one that you're about to take some kind of step with, I think that the situation looks very rewarding. And if there's any concern, if there's any worry, I think that they're just surrounding disagreements. I don't really get arguments. I just get like small spats is what I would call it when it comes over, or whoa. So someone may be coming over. But what I was gonna say is when it comes to you know, what curtains to get, or you know, like what couch to get, something like that, you know, things that, you know, you want to make sure that you're both okay with what's going on. And I think that you're dealing, it's nice when both of you care. For some of you, you wish that they did. That may be the situation that you're dealing with here. But all in all, you know, I don't think that it's anything to, I don't think that's it's anything that you won't be able to bring harmony back to. I see you handling that quite well. If there's something that you guys were going to do, something that you were planning, an idea, maybe. It's like you just kind of been maybe swishing it around in your mouth. Do you want to? Well, ultimately, I think that you're deciding not to do it, and it releases you. So, like I said, this month is about what you want. And I think that, knowing what you want means not being afraid, not being, it means speaking up about the things that you don't want, not accepting them. And I think that that's what you're doing. Moving towards all, excuse me. I think that you guys are just trying to keep the peace. But I do feel like you feel almost smothered in some way, shape, or form, or maybe like you're too relied on. You don't have a problem with leading. But I think that you would have an issue having to assume a role that's not your responsibility. It's like there's someone here that has a role to play. There's someone that has yet to step into their position. There's someone that has yet to assume the position. That sounded way more weird than than I was going for. I promise. It didn't sound like that in my mind. But yeah. So there's someone that hasn't stepped into that role, and I think that, at this point it is kind of frustrating you. It is frustrating you. Now, there is this really unfortunate thing happening, and I spoke about it briefly in the first part of the read, where it's like there is a need here that there's a need to defend yourself in some way, shape, or form. And I think that what I meant by that, just to expand on it, is that people around this time are going to want to make you feel like their version of the story, or that their opinion, that their way of doing things is the right way of doing things. So much so that they will either push that opinion or advice on you unsolicited, or they'll like tear you down for the opinion that you have, or make you feel like shit for taking whatever position it is that you're taking that just happens to be in contrast to theirs. And it's like you could be going about your day, feeling really good and having a great time, but it's like someone finds some way to make that an issue. Or it's like they find some way to, it's like, where do you get the strength? Where do you get the energy to just be in a bad mood all the time? But like I said, like that's your perception. It can be very difficult to, like I said, see the love, see the appreciation beneath the facade, beneath the mask that someone is showing you. And that way of looking at it is something that I reserve for the people that are in your life that mean well. But when it comes to the people who are routinely antagonizers, where all they really want to do is all they really want is a problem, then those are the ones that you need to those are the ones that you need to call out. Those are the ones that you don't need to have patience for. And you need to know that that's okay, and you need to know that you cannot let them project their negativity onto you. It's like especially when you're in the right about something. It's so difficult to put the energy into words because it's sneaky, the methods that they use. And it's not a laughing matter, so I don't mean to laugh, but real talk, it's like they try to find a way to destroy your happiness. Or it's like they try to find a way to like stifle your voice. And you need that. You need to be able to express yourself freely. I feel like you guys need to be heard around this time. Now, a lot of that was intuitive. So let's get back to the cards. I stood up and everything. I got out of my seat, Leo. I got out of my seat. Okay, so let's see what else is here. So there is, for some of you, there is a promotion. And I do think that it's a lot of work. I do think that it's a change of scenery. I think it's different. I feel like you guys are still getting your sea legs. So for some of you, you're going to start developing your sea legs in Virgo season, maybe even in your season. Oh my gosh, your season is right around the corner. Wait, no, it's not. No, it's not. Your season already passed. You only get one a year, Leo. Damn. Okay. You only get one, okay? You only get one birthday. Until next year. Okay, let's get serious. So, some of you are dealing with an air sign and things look good, and others of you are dealing with one that you need to let go. I think that this person has a very negative influence on you. I think that they have brainwashed you. I know that that may be a bit extreme, but we're talking about an air sign. No disrespect to any air signs who may be watching, but low vibrational air energy, that's what it can be. It can be very manipulative. It can be misleading. So, and the Aquarius has been coming up in a lot of your readings recently. A lot of yours and a lot of Pisces readings as well. So Pisces may be significant. Now, there is one that you need to let go, but I think that it is it's difficult because for some of you it's like you can't. You love them too much. There's a lot that you've invested there. But you feel like this at the same time. Longing for freedom, longing for escape. This is something that it takes a lot of energy to maintain. This is something that the energy is very uncontrolled. It's very unpredictable. It's very unpredictable, and it's very very hot-headed. Now, yeah, especially if you're dealing with an Aquarius. There's a lot of Aquarius energy down here. I think that this person has anger problems, and I think that when someone has anger problems and they're an air sign and they're very good at making their point, it can be very tempting. You know, if they make a good case to believe them or for them to win you over, that's how they get you. That's not to say that you don't have your wits about you. Of course, yes, you do. It's just that they have an advantage in some way, shape, or form because they have an advantage because you care about them. And I think that someone here is pulling back. Could be the Aries, we said that. But I do think that there's maybe a trip here that's not happening, something is being revised. It's like someone's going back to the drawing board, and I think that someone has made up their mind about how they want to live their life and who they want to have in their lives. And I feel like you can really see people for who they are. This is something that Aquariuses are very good at, so you may be embodying that energy. Perhaps that's why there's so much of it here in your reading. You guys, oh my gosh, it makes perfect sense. They sit directly across from you. Yeah, that's why you guys have that in common. It's like you're attracted to the authentic, you're attracted to the real. And I think that unfortunately, there are a lot of people around you right now that you're understanding that you can't trust, or that they just have they don't have the best intentions. So you have to see, you have to understand, you have to pay attention, and then act accordingly. But don't act a fool. So, you know, you don't get reckless, don't get careless. Get to work. Shift your focus onto yourself. That's what this Fool card energy is about. That's what this Aryan energy is about. It's about the life that you can lead. But it's one that will not come easy. It's one that takes sustained effort. And that's a bill that you will be able to pay because your energy is no longer splintered. It's now focused once again on yourself and on the things that you want in life. The right things. Ethically right is what I mean there. Holistic living. Some of you guys may be working out, juicing, eating whole foods, stuff like that. You may shop at Whole Foods. All right, this was your September read. I enjoyed this thoroughly. If you'd like to see the extended, the link to the Patreon is in the banner on the channel page. So if there's interest, go ahead and join the Patreon. And that all you have to do is join the Leo tier, and that'll give you access to the extended every month. If I don't see you in the extended, then I'll see you in next month's read. I love you guys.